One of WWE's biggest mistakes wasn't releasing a wrestler, it was making her believe she wasn't good enough. Because the moment Athena walked away from WWE, she didn't just rebuild her career, she rebuilt her love for professional wrestling. And today, she's become one of the most respected women in the entire industry. So what exactly went so wrong in WWE? Why would someone turn down a huge raise just to leave? And how did AEW finally unlock the version of Athena that WWE never allowed fans to see? Let's talk about it, man. Athena, known in WWE as Amber Moon, looked like someone who should have been a future world champion. She had incredible athleticism, a unique look, an exciting moveset, natural charisma, and one of the best finishers in wrestling. Everything was there. When she arrived in NXT, things looked promising. She won the NXT Women's Championship and quickly became one of the brand's biggest stars. Fans believed she was destined for even bigger things. But that momentum slowly disappeared. After Shotzi Blackheart was called up to WWE's main roster, Athena found herself without any real direction in NXT. Instead of giving her meaningful rivalries or championship stories, creative had nothing. Weeks turned into months. She was simply existing on the roster, and that's one of WWE's biggest problems. If creative doesn't have an idea for you, you're often left waiting instead of being allowed to create something yourself. Athena wasn't willing to just sit around. She wanted to evolve. She wanted to reinvent herself. Unfortunately, WWE didn't. Athena has spoken openly about wanting to introduce a much darker version of her character. She envisioned a post-apocalyptic warrior, someone completely different from the smiling babyface fans had become used to. It was a fresh idea. It matched her personality. It should have helped separate her from everyone else on the roster. Instead, the idea never went anywhere. The character was quietly dropped, and soon after, she was pulled from television entirely. Imagine spending weeks brainstorming a new direction, getting excited about your future, only for everything to suddenly stop without explanation. That's frustrating for everyone, especially someone who desperately wanted to contribute. Athena wasn't lacking motivation. She wasn't lacking talent. She simply wasn't being heard. And that's a recurring criticism many former WWE stars have shared over the years. The company often has a very specific vision. If your ideas don't fit the vision, they usually don't happen. For someone as creative as Athena, that became exhausting. Here's where things became even more interesting. Athena has said that working in WWE eventually stopped feeling like professional wrestling. Instead, it felt like working a corporate office job. Think about that for a second. Professional wrestling is supposed to be creative. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be passionate. An opportunity to entertain millions of fans. But according to Athena, it became filled with confusing backstage rules. There were constant instructions about how wrestlers should present themselves, how they should speak, how they should act, how they should even carry themselves backstage. Instead of feeling trusted, she felt micromanaged. Over time, that pressure took away something incredibly important: her love for wrestling. When someone begins viewing their dream job as just another stressful corporate position, that's usually a sign something has gone very wrong. And for Athena, it absolutely had. Here's the part that surprises many wrestling fans. Athena has revealed that she actually turned down a significant pay increase. Think about that. Most people would never reject more money, especially in professional wrestling. But for Athena, money wasn't the issue anymore. She simply wasn't happy. She had said she wasn't having fun. She no longer felt appreciated, and she didn't believe management truly valued what she brought to the company. That says everything. Sometimes people assume wrestlers leave because another company offers more money, but that's not always true. Sometimes peace of mind matters more. Creative freedom matters more. Feeling respected matters more. Athena reached the point where no paycheck would replace those things. Walking away wasn't easy, but it was necessary because staying would have only made things worse. When Athena joined AEW, everything changed. Almost immediately, fans noticed a different performer. She wrestled with intensity, confidence, emotion, and most importantly, she looked like she was having fun again. Soon after arriving in Ring of Honor under the AEW umbrella, Athena transformed into one of wrestling's best heels. Her promos became sharper, her matches became more physical, her character became layered. She wasn't playing someone else's vision anymore. She was finally becoming her own. That freedom allowed Athena to showcase just how talented she really was. Her lengthy Ring of Honor Women's World Championship reign became one of the defining runs in modern Ring of Honor. She consistently delivered outstanding matches, elevated younger talent, and reminded everyone why she was once considered one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. AEW didn't magically make Athena talented. She already was. They simply trusted her enough to let that talent shine. Sometimes, that's all a wrestler needs. One of the biggest ironies in Athena's story is that she eventually became exactly the type of performer WWE always claims it's looking for. A complete package. Someone who can wrestle, talk, tell stories, and make everyone around them look better. In Ring of Honor, under the AEW banner, Athena didn't just win championships. She became the face of an entire division. Week after week, she delivered some of the best women's matches in North American wrestling. She reinvented herself as a ruthless, aggressive heel that fans genuinely loved to hate. Her promos suddenly had more personality. Her confidence came across naturally. Nothing felt forced. Nothing felt scripted. Instead of sounding like she was reciting lines someone else has written, Athena sounded authentic. That's one of the biggest differences between creative freedom and heavy creative control. When wrestlers are allowed to be themselves, fans can usually tell. It feels more real. It feels more emotional. And that's exactly what happened with Athena. She wasn't trying to fit into someone else's mold anymore. She created her own. Even better, she became a leader behind the scenes, helping mentor younger wrestlers while continuing to raise the standard every time she stepped into the ring. That's something every wrestling company wants. A veteran who can still perform at a high level while making the next generation better. Ironically, WWE had that person all along. They just never fully realized it. AEW and Ring of Honor did. And that's why Athena's career today feels more meaningful than it ever did before she left WWE. Sometimes all it takes is one company believing in your vision for the rest of the wrestling world to finally see what you were capable of all along. Looking back today, it's difficult to argue that leaving WWE wasn't the right decision. Athena rediscovered her confidence, rediscovered her creativity, and more importantly, rediscovered her passion for professional wrestling. Meanwhile, WWE lost a performer who had championship-level ability but never fully reached her potential there. Not because she lacked talent, but because the system never truly embraced what made her unique. AEW benefited from that mistake. Athena has become one of the company's most respected veterans, a locker room leader, a champion, and someone many fans now consider one of the best female wrestlers in North America. Sometimes, success isn't about staying where you started. Sometimes it's about finding the place that actually believes in you. For Athena, that place wasn't WWE. It was AEW. And judging by everything she's accomplished since leaving, walking away from WWE wasn't a career mistake. It was the best decision she ever made. But what do you guys think? Did WWE completely waste Athena? Or do you think she still could have become a major star if she had stayed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more wrestling analysis and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.